one of the other games out there was A&M Consolidated. And Max put it well. They didn't just win. They won with some authority. And here to talk about it is the head coach of the A&M Consolidated Tigers, is Coach David Raffield. Coach, thanks for hopping on, and congratulations on your big win last night.
Well, thank you very much. It was an awesome night.
Yeah, I imagine, look, the final score, A&M Consolidated 49, Magnolia nothing, and that would seem to imply that that's not a very good Magnolia team, but you and I both know that is exactly wrong. That's an excellent Magnolia team you just took the fight to. What was clicking for you guys last night?
I tell you what, we got off the bus and we were clicking on all cylinders. Every phase of the game, we just couldn't do anything wrong. It was just one of those special nights on the field.
So, and you've been a coach for long enough that you know that those nights are rare, where you hop off the bus and you're just feeling it. Can you remember maybe the last time that you've had a team like this that went in and really clicked like this in a playoff game?
I'll tell you what, the last time I remember just going out and playing like that was probably 2006, and I was at Cy Falls, and we were taking on Beaumont Westbrook, and we couldn't do any wrong that night either. It was a blowout victory in the third round. And it didn't matter what we called. It was just, the stars were lined up and the kids were playing.
It's Coach David Raffield, the A&M Consolidated Tigers here, joining us on DCTF Live. Get involved with the conversation, hashtag DCTF Live. Coach, for me, from my perspective, when I look at this game, the most impressive thing is your defense. Your defense has had it's taken its lumps in a couple of games. The loss to Richmond Foster, the loss to Fort Bend Elkins, even the win against Huntsville. Was that the most complete performance you've seen from your defense this year?
Oh, there wasn't any question about that. They have steadily gotten better all year, and they are playing phenomenal the last few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. The win over Waco really turned got our attention as well. What in particular have you seen improvement from on the defense?
There's a bunch of different parts of it. I said we changed the way we tackled last offseason and got into what we call tiger tackling, which is the shoulder rugby tackling. And early in the season, we were reaching and grabbing, and we're hitting with our shoulders now and wrapping up and taking people to the ground. And it's really impressive. People aren't breaking tackles on us this year.
You're the second or third coach who's mentioned the rugby tackling to us. And again, you're a guy who's got a ton of experience in Texas high school football and in football in general. For you as a coach, what are the big advantages to going to a rugby tackling scheme?
The number one thing is it keeps your head out of it, and it's safer for the kids. We have found since we started doing it, there is a massive reduction in shoulder injuries and a reduction in the concussion. And so I think it's safer, and it's turned out to be better.
We're talking with David Raffield, the head coach of the victorious A&M Consolidated Tigers here on DCTF Live. Coach, of course, when we talk about A&M Consolidated, we have to talk about your sensational quarterback, Mason Hickson. Another fantastic night for him last night, 20 of 31, 284 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He added a rushing touchdown as well. What does he bring to your offense that maybe if he weren't there, you would definitely be missing?
The biggest thing is a 3-year varsity player, a 2-year starter, and he understands our offense better than probably some of our coaches. He truly is an offensive coordinator on the field.
He is something special. He's hardly the only weapon you guys have at your disposal as well, between your running back, Franklin, his first name, Robert Franklin, or any of your bevy of wide receivers. It seems like he's got tons of weapons out there. But I feel like the squad, the part of your team that doesn't get enough love is your offensive line. Can you tell us a little bit about what set your offensive line apart this year?
Early on we struggled as a group. New line coach this year, several new faces on the offensive line, and they have gelled together and had their best performance of the year, bar none, last night. They took on a really strong powerful front seven and of Magnolia, and they controlled the line of scrimmage.
They looked excellent last night, and that is why you're moving on to the next round, where you've got an interesting situation. You guys are victorious. It's Friday. You're kicking back. You're relaxing. Everything's fine. You're going to have 2 days lead time on whoever you play in the next round, be it Crosby or Fort Bend Ridgepoint, who don't play until Saturday. For you, how much of an advantage is that for your squad?
Well, the biggest thing, we've been rolling and going so intense for the past 6-8 weeks, it seems like, that they actually get to give them a couple of days off. I'm giving them this afternoon, Saturday and Sunday off.
Oh, wow.
And so when they come back on Monday, they're just ready to rock and roll. And we've been talking. It really, truly is how we practice is why we've improved so much in the last few weeks.
They have, man, I imagine that is... I imagine that's pretty. That when you told them that they get Friday afternoon and a full weekend off, I imagine there was a big cheer in the locker room.
Oh, they were going nuts. They knew. I've only done that one other time in the last 3 years. One of them asked me if I was sick. So,
that is
not to come up on Saturday here. That's just that you know, that's like a major sin. But they deserve it. They've earned it. And I know that they understand what happens next week.
That is something else. And so what for you? I know that you won't take the weekend off. What does your weekend schedule look like now that you guys are through to the regional semifinals against either Crosby or Ridgepoint?
We'll get out and see some games tonight. Tomorrow we'll probably do our honeydews at the house, and then we're back off to be working on the Crosby Ridgepoint game tomorrow down at Reliant, or down at NGR.
It should be fun, and it's worth mentioning, we're talking with David Raffield, the head coach of the A&M Consolidated Tigers here on DCTF Live. Get involved with the conversation, hashtag DCTF Live. Now, you are not a native Texan. You're out of Virginia. You got here as quick as you could. I know you did. As somebody, you played football up there in Pennsylvania at Lock Haven University. For you, I'm always interested in the perspective of somebody who's seen football outside of Texas and now sees football from very much inside of Texas. Are we overrating it? I mean, at Dave Campbell's Texas Football, are we overrating Texas football?
Absolutely not. I tell you what, nothing like it in the nation. You face such quality football programs week in, week out. You have athletes, you have coaches that spend endless hours with the colleges that could, it's proven right now. A bunch of college coaches are former high school coaches here. And, we walk through the doors, whether it's at A&M or at Texas or U of H or Baylor, and they open their offices to us. And so, the brand of football we play in the state is second to none.
He is David Raffield. He is the head coach of the A&M Consolidated Tigers. They are through to the regional semifinals, and they are looking very dangerous. Coach, thank you so much for hopping on with us. Congratulations, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, and everything y'all do for Texas football.
There he goes, David Raffield.